for joining us today on Playing the Field Local Edition. I'm Maria Serrao. We are here at Palos Verdes High School today where you will meet the 2021 Lady Sea Kings softball team.
Go home.
Come on now! Go! Coach, first of all, welcome back. And how excited are you to be back after the year we've had?
After the year we've had, I think it's been a great thing for all the girls to be back, and coaches, and just the whole school in general. I think everybody needed to get out of the house and get back to playing ball again, and it's been a good thing.
What was your biggest concern in getting them back onto the field again?
Well, there was a lot of uncertainty. We had to battle a lot of issues, as did everybody. That's not just to us. I thought we'd have 21 or 22 girls in the program, and we have 13, at least 13 healthy bodies. That's for, we don't even have a JV team this year. We had some girls opt out, and we also early on battled quarantinings and other things. We played several games with just 9 players, and it was a different 9 every game. Wow. And it took us a little while to kind of get into a groove, and now that the season's underway, we're starting to really gel at a really good time. So that, it's starting to come together right now.
These girls too also seem to be super dedicated to the game. They've all been playing a really long time. Talk about that.
That's I think that's one of our strengths, because all our girls are pretty experienced. They've all been playing since they were pretty young. And on all those theories that they write the books on, the number of reps you take from a 6-year-old to through the high school years, and it just comes a lot naturally. And I think that's why one of the reasons it didn't take as long for them to get into it again, because even if they hadn't picked up a glove for a couple of months, it comes back fairly fast. And
it seems like most of them also worked on things while they were at home.
Yeah, well, the club teams, the ones that play the club, they were continuing during the months we were off. High school has a lot of different rules.
Right.
Well, just public schools in general. So it did take, some of them were hitting their stride early, others weren't. And yeah, it was an interesting early season, that's for sure.
Something I don't think I've ever asked you, but 2 of the girls that we talked to today were scouted early, and they're going to college to play softball. When does that process sort of happen?
Well, that process really takes place in the club world for softball anyways. Every sport's a little different. They really don't get recruited from the high schools. They get recruited from the club world, mostly because in the club world, they can go play a tournament on a weekend and have literally 600-700 girls at one single site, and the programs are able to, in the summertime, send a representative, see the girls, or lots done online now. And it's just a much easier process. It's not like football where, they have unlimited budgets and all those things. Softball and baseball and soccers and volleyballs, those sports, they have to go to those group settings to really see somebody in person. But a lot is done online as well with the Twitters and the videos. I mean, they can video stuff and upload and send it within like 5 minutes after the game.
Yes, we live in a different world now, don't we?
Yeah. I'm sure the parents are uploading things during games,
They probably are. What is your message that you hope that they all leave with?
I don't know if this is a message as much as a goal, but I think when they come to play in high school, I want them to really enjoy playing the game. I try to take the recruiting business out. There isn't here, so we don't have that.
Right.
And it's the last chance they get to play with the girls they grew up with. Because when they go play on these club teams and stuff, they may know one girl or something like that, but it's not going to be the 15 girls you grew up with. I know there's 5 on this roster that have been playing together since they were 5, and then even the ones that are a year younger, they interlapped on teams for years too. Older sisters played here, things like that, and so it's more of a just a goal to have them just get to play the game and have fun at it and play with their friends for that one last segment of their life.
Well, we are with Morgan Fresh. I know you, Morgan, because I've been interviewing you for many years now. You're a senior. What does it mean to you, first of all, to play your very last year, especially after everything we've been through, out on this field?
I think it's really special this year because it's our last year, and also just because we didn't know if we were even going to have a season this year. So I think it's really cool that we got to play a lot of games this year. And just being a senior, it's nice to have a final season and just like a final goodbye.
Did you wonder if you guys were going to get to this point?
I really hoped that we were going to come back, and I thought we were because things were looking like they were going to get better. And so, yeah, I'm glad we got to come back.
Me too. What did you work on, or how did you even work on your softball skills while you were at home?
I would go out sometimes with my dad and work on things, but I think I also worked a lot mentally with the game while I was at home. But I mean, I didn't work as much as the other girls because I'm not really playing in college or anything. But I know the other girls worked a lot while they were at home.
What do you think that you have learned the most over this time playing softball that you'll always remember?
I think I've learned a lot about teamwork and just working well with others and just how to be on a team.
And then the inspirational wall that you have, do you have a favorite quote over there?
No fear factor. Just because honestly it's the shortest one that's easy to remember, that's can easily stick into my mind. And it's just a good way of thinking about the game, especially if you're scared to do something. That's just a quick little saying to remind yourself of, and then you can get through the play.
Rachel, first of all, welcome back to school, and what has it been like to you knowing now that you are playing softball in the very last year here at PV High?
I mean, I'm just grateful we got a season, but it's definitely hitting me now that senior week's next week, that it's almost over. So I'm bummed about that, but we're just going to make the most of it and try to do our best for the rest of the game. So I'm excited.
You've been playing softball a long time. How did you work on things during COVID when you were at home to kind of keep yourself in shape?
Right. So luckily I have my sister's on the team, so every time we wanted to just go do something, we go out in the front yard, go hit, go play catch. So that was super awesome to have. But then it's kind of just holding yourself accountable, doing the things that you can do. Go for a run, do anything you can. It was definitely a little bit harder. We couldn't go to our lessons as much, but you find a way to work around it. So
what do you tend to work on from season to season to get a little better?
I kind of take it game by game, see if there's any little adjustments here and there. Mostly working on hitting and then my throwdowns as a catcher, so accuracy.
Okay, and you are going to school to play softball. Tell us about that.
Yes, I'll be playing softball at Notre Dame next year. I'm so excited. I committed almost 4 years ago, so
Wow.
I'm over the moon that it's almost here. So I'm super happy about that. I'm going to be there all summer, actually. I'm doing some classes and I'm doing some training, so it'll be good. I'm so excited.
Have you been there before?
I've been there like 5 times, I think.
Wow.
I've been to a couple football games. I've done some softball camps, so I love it there so much. So I couldn't have picked a better place. I'm happy.
That'll be so exciting. What do you think you'll remember most about playing softball here?
It's just a great group of girls, a great coach, great environment. It's so much fun. We work hard, play hard. I can't say enough great things about it. I've loved it here.
The inspirational wall, what is one of your favorite quotes?
I think I have the same one every year. I just say no fear factor because I think you could just bring it into so many other things, like outside of softball. Just, I don't know, be brave, put yourself out there, and I don't know, it's just kind of the short inspirational thing that I like to say to myself.
Ellen, what has it been like for you coming back to school just in time to get a season and considering what we've been through in the last year?
Well, considering I didn't really think we would have a season, I was excited because I didn't want to lose my senior year. But, so yeah, it's pretty exciting, even though after all this happened, I'm happy about it.
You've been playing softball for so long. What did you do in the downtime to just keep your game up?
I practiced a lot, and I had my travel team, and we did some occasional practices, like safely, of course, but pretty much just practicing and practicing and practicing wherever I can.
And then, what has it meant to you? I mean, you've been here, obviously, for a very long time. What do you think you'll remember the most about this team?
Just the players. I mean, we have such a close team, and I'm going to be sad to lose that when I move on next year.
But exciting for you because you will be moving on and playing softball. Tell us about that.
I'm going to Merrimack College, which is in Massachusetts. It's D1, and I committed to it a couple years ago before the pandemic, and it's a really nice school and just everything I'm looking for. So.
It's going to be so awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
exciting. I always loved your inspirational wall. Which inspiration is your favorite?
Definitely no fear factor. I memorize most of them, and it's the one that stuck with me all the time. So,
What do you think that you'll remember most as far as messages that your coaches have given you?
Well, Coach Pat and Lou, who used to be our coach, they always used to just tell me a lot about having confidence and keeping my head in the game and stuff like that. So I'll probably remember the confidence aspect of the game the most when I move on to college.
Tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it for your sport.
I've been playing softball for about 10 years, and I chose it because it just stuck. I played soccer and basketball, but softball was always my favorite.
What do you think it was about softball that made you stick with it?
I just love the competition and playing with my friends, and I just like hitting's my favorite thing to do, and I just loved it.
What position do you play?
I play third base.
Okay. And then what do you do from season to season, because you've been playing for so long, just to kind of get a little better?
I always just with my sister, I'll work out with her in the front yard, and I'll go out and do a little batting practice, and I'll have to switch over to my travel team sometimes. So I'm always playing, always doing stuff.
How do you sort of balance the school time with the softball time?
I'm doing a lot of homework in the car, always on the road, and just staying up late sometimes to get stuff done.
Did you ever find that difficult to kind of balance, or?
Sometimes around finals time, there's a lot of late nights and stuff, but usually it's pretty easy. You've gotten used to it.
Okay, and then what's the message that your coaches want you to remember?
Just give it your all and have fun out there.
Peyton, tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it as your sport.
I've been playing since I was 4. I started off with Little League Baseball and then transferred to softball when I was 7. And I started because both my brothers played baseball, and we're just a big baseball family, so just thought it fit in.
Did you ever try any other sports, or just?
Yeah, I played many sports up until the age of 11. I played soccer, volleyball, and I just ended up having to choose one and
This
chose
was
softball.
It. Okay, what position do you play?
I play first and catcher.
I was going to ask you, did you try every position, or how does it kind of work? How do you figure where you should settle?
So I kind of started catching at a really young age, and it's just always been my favorite because my brother was a catcher as well. And then with Rachel Allen being our starting catcher, kind of had to figure out a new position to play. So started working on first, and now my new favorite position.
And then from season to season, because you've been playing for so many years, what do you sort of work on to get a little better?
So at first I just work on short hops, just flexibility. You have to be really flexible over there, and just arm strength.
Okay. And then I love the inspiration wall. What is your favorite inspiration?
No fear factor.
Tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it as your sport.
I've been playing softball since I was 6, so around 10 years. And I play other sports too. It's just this one always stuck with me. I always loved it. It's a really nice sport.
What other sports do you play?
I play soccer, and I grew up playing volleyball, basketball, tennis, like all of the above.
So do you kind of have to pick now, or how does that work?
Well, soccer is an earlier season.
Okay.
So I was in it from the start of school till last month, and then I switched on over to this class.
How do you sort of balance the school time with the sports time?
It's pretty difficult, especially because out of this, I have club, which is an additional couple hours a week. So it's pretty difficult, but I think you just finish your homework while you can during lunch, before class, and you just kind of grind through this practice and go back to practice right after, or go back to school right after.
I would ask you, like, when do you sleep next, I think?
Oh no, I'm big on sleep. I like to be in bed by 9:30.
Wow.
So I do wake up early though, if necessary.
So what is the message that your coach always wants you guys to remember?
Just to always remain positive. The game's not over until you think so, and just to keep on grinding throughout the game.
Tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it for your sport.
I've been playing softball for so long. I've been playing since I think I was 4 or 5. I have older brothers that played baseball, and I pretty much was just trying to be like them, follow in their footsteps, so that's why I got into it.
Did you ever try any other sports?
Yeah, so I tried soccer when I was really little, tried ballet, not my thing, and then I tried other sports like volleyball and basketball, but nothing really caught my eye.
What position do you play?
Right now I'm playing center field, and I play a little bit of second base, but I'm also a slapper.
Okay.
That's kind of like my skill set. Yeah.
And when all the years that you played, do you kind of try every position? How do you settle in on where you're really good?
Well, I chose center field because I'm really fast. So it's kind of like I can run left and right, and I can really aid my other outfielders. So that's how I chose, because I was just really fast. And as a middle infielder and then center, you have to be really fast. So that's kind of where I decided, like, this is where I'm going to play. Yeah.
Because you've been playing for so long, what do you do from season to season? What do you work on to get a little better?
I work on my arm strength a lot, so I can throw bombs from center field. And then I just work on speed and agility most of the time.
Okay, and you said you had brothers that play baseball?
Yes.
What kind of advice do they give you?
Well, they just try to help me with my mental game so I don't get caught up in things, because sometimes I'll be in a bit of a slump and I'm really like thinking like I'm doing this wrong. They're kind of like, let it go, you're okay. If you think about it, then you're going to make mistakes. So it's like just kind of like flush your mind out and you're going to get it.
Super good advice.
Yeah.
Do you have any like pre-game ritual that you do, or how do you sort of psych up for game?
Well, usually I listen to my favorite playlists and I just like listen to it with my friends and we get hyped up before the game. So we have energy during the game. It's usually what I do pre-game.
Sarah, tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it for your sport.
I've been playing softball since I was like 5, so 11 years.
Okay.
And I actually play soccer too. So I did that first, and then I came because this is like the second season. And yeah, I just like it. It's a very like team-oriented sport, and I like that about it.
So you still currently play soccer as well?
Yes, yeah.
What do you think you learned from playing soccer that helps you on the softball field?
I don't know, just to like play with your team and not just make it like, not just play for you, play with the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because you've been playing for so long, what do you sort of do in the off seasons to get a little better?
I definitely work out a lot, I would say, and I take batting lessons, so with my coach, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do you sort of balance the school time with the sports time?
Yeah, it does get a little tough sometimes, but sometimes I have to stay up later. I just get it done. I don't really know what to do.
You just get it all together done.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. And then what's the messages that your coaches want you to remember?
Just to always play your best, and if you make a mistake, don't stay on that. Get your head up and just keep on playing your game.
Leah, tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it for your sport.
I've been playing since I was 4, and I liked it more than ballet. So
Okay. Because you've been playing for so long, what do you try to do from season to season to get a little better?
Honestly, just trying to get 1% better each day. My coach has always told me that. So
Okay.
it kind of stuck with me.
Do you work on specific things or?
Yeah, I usually have different days to work on different stuff.
Okay, what position do you play?
I'm a center fielder, but I play second base here.
What do you think is the biggest challenge to playing infield?
I think it's a lot more fast paced. Outfield, you have way more time than infield. There's more things to do.
Okay, and then do you have a favorite inspirational saying that's on the wall?
No fear factor.
What does that mean to you?
Kind of just don't be afraid to mess up and go 100%.
I've been playing softball since I was I can't even remember. But I started playing travel at a really young age, so I got super burnt out. So I took a break for 3 years, and this is my first year coming back, getting back into everything. So.
Did you try any other sports? Or?
Yeah, my 3-year break, water polo.
Ah.
So I've been playing water polo and softball.
Interesting. Now that you're back to softball, what do you think you learned the most in water polo that helps you out here?
Within sport-wise?
Yeah, I think,
I think playing 2 sports, what I've learned is it really helps to keep a healthy balance so you don't burn out at a sport as fast.
Speaking of balance, how difficult is it to sort of balance the school time with the sports time?
It's pretty good. Coach makes practices right after school, so it's good you come home and do school and have your day.
So you have time.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what are the messages that the coaches always want you guys to remember?
I think he wants us to know to just keep positive, and he tries playing us everywhere, so we feel comfortable and stuff.
Do you have any favorite inspirations that are on the inspirational wall?
Yeah, it's over there. I think attitude is everything.
Okay, that's a good one too.
I really like that one.
Do you have any sort of pregame rituals that you do before games, or how do you sort of mentally get ready?
I think everyone is just super trying to make each other feel better if anyone's nervous, or just we got this,
I've been playing since I was 6, and I chose it because my brother played baseball, and I kind of liked the idea of it.
Did you ever try any other sports?
I did. I played soccer when I was really little, and then I also played lacrosse in middle school, but I chose softball.
What do you think it was about softball that you liked the most?
I don't know. I like hitting, I like fielding. It's just more exciting than the other sports, in my opinion.
And then from season to season, because you've been playing for so long, what do you tend to work on to get a little better?
Mostly my fielding, and hitting always changes. You go into slumps and you do good, so you have to keep an eye on that to make sure you don't go in a slump for a really long time.
What positions do you play?
I play right field and then third base.
Did you, over the years, did you try sort of every position, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I started in infield, I feel in my younger years. Then I kind of evolved to outfield just to fit the needs of my different teams, and I like outfield better, honestly, now.
Okay. What do you think is the biggest challenge when you play out?
Trying to take the right angles to the balls, make sure they don't go super far.
I know, when you stand out in the outfield of any stadium, it's wow, you are so far away from home plate, People don't realize it.
3 people covering that big space.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
What are the messages that the coaches always want you to remember?
Just to try hard. I feel if you give an effort, then they're not going to be mad at you for making a mistake.
Do you find it difficult, or how do you sort of balance the school time with the sports time?
I think softball's a good break from school, and during season we have practice every day, which is kind of nice in my opinion, because school can get really overwhelming, and it's a nice 2-hour break from everything.
So Donna, tell me how long you've been playing softball and why you chose it for your sport.
I've been playing softball for 8 years, and I first started because my little sister started playing it, and my dad, I didn't have a sport at the time, so my dad wanted me to sign up for something, and I told him to not sign me up, actually, specifically not to, but he signed me up anyways. So, but I liked it, and so now we're here.
What do you think it was about the sport that really kind of caught you?
Um, at first, I really liked pitching. I was a pitcher when I was little, and then I kind of stopped. But now this season, we don't really have a pitcher, so I've started to fill in and pitch again, and it's been really fun.
What do you think you've learned the most over the years from when you first started pitching till now?
I think the connection that I've built with my dad and my sister has been the best part, because we've all been able to like go out to the field and like play together and learn together. So
What kind of advice do you get from family members that are also involved in the game?
I get to watch my sister play, which is really helpful, because like when you watch, you learn. So
Yep.
that's pretty much it.
Okay, and then what are the messages that the coaches always want you guys to remember?
Stay aggressive and attack
Okay.
instead of being passive and letting things just happen to you. You have to go out and get stuff.
Okay, and do you have a favorite saying from the inspirational wall?
No fear factor.
And what does that mean to you?
Yeah, basically just kind of the same thing. Like go after it, be aggressive instead of passive.
Okay, and how do you sort of balance the school time with the sports time?
There are lots of late nights, that's for sure. Yeah, I do stuff in the car on my way to things, and then if I'm like waiting for my lesson time, then I do work. Then, yeah, I just kind of have to fit stuff into my schedule as best I can.
So I had to ask the girls and the coach who their favorite baseball team was. Here's what they had to say. Okay, Coach, Dodgers, Angels, or somebody else, who's your favorite baseball team?
Oh, that's a funny story. I was a Dodger fan true and true till I was about, I believe, 12 years old when they traded all my favorite players. Steve Garvey, Dusty Baker, Ron Cey, everybody left, Dave Lopes, and then Garvey was playing for the Padres, so I stepped away from the Dodgers for a period of time and became a big Angel fan. I'm still an Angel fan, but I have come back to the Dodgers in the last 10 years. I'm really a fan of both. But if I had to pick one, I lean a little bit to the Angels.
Dodgers, Angels, or somebody else?
I like the St. Louis Cardinals.
Dodgers, Angels, or somebody else, who's your favorite team?
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Angels.
Oh, Cubs.
Dodgers.
I think Dodgers.
We're a big Dodger family.
I like the Dodgers, yeah.
Either the Padres or the Royals.
Dodgers, easy. Love the Dodgers. That's my team.
I like both. I grew up going to Angel games, but recently I started liking the Dodgers, and my sister recently became a Dodgers fan, so I would say I'm a fan of both.
And that will do it for today's show. Big thank you to the Ladies Sea Kings softball team here at Palos Verdes High School. I'm Maria Serrao, and we'll see you next time on Playing the Field Local Edition.
They say we're too young to get ourselves strong. Oh, we didn't care. We made it very clear.